Hello, how are we doing today? All right. It's questions and answers again. It comes round ever so fast. How are we doing today, Ray? All right.
Very good.
Do we have some questions?
We do.
Hit me with them.
Okay, the first one is, what do you think of breatharian claims of only needing light to be fully nourished? Is this a spiritual pathway to aspire to, or is it too extreme?
Okay, this is a very serious question. It's a serious subject, breatharianism. That's just another name for it. I mean, through the ages it's had different names, like light food is one, and light nectar, things like that. This is something that very well-trained yogis can make happen in their body when they connect with the sun, the physical sun, and start to have a sort of sweet, sugary nectar created in their throats, which they can actually eat, consume, and it nourishes their body. This is something that happens. Occasionally, you might suddenly have a sweet taste in your mouth, and you haven't been eating anything, and it's happening automatically. So this is something that the body can do. You can connect with the sun, okay, on a very hot day, and start to feel a sweetness in your throat, and that is the light food or the nectar. Lots of different names for it. Breatharianism is a more modern term. You can't survive on this. In other words, you can't just consume this natural sweet nectar that the body produces in order to survive. It's not going to nourish you. It is basically, when you break it down, it's a type of glycogen, it's glucose, it's sugar, but there's just not enough of it to sustain your physical body. There's been situations in the past, there's been books written actually, it's very negligent behaviour where the authors have claimed that you can actually survive on this sweet fluid that the body creates and not actually have to eat food at all, and people have died. Even the very attained yogis that sit on the top of a mountain, are really close to the divine energy, even they don't try to survive on it. It's just something that happens which nourishes the body on a spiritual level, but you still have to eat food and you still have to drink. You have to drink and eat normally, but it's just something that the body can do when you connect with the sun in a very spiritual way. It was never intended to be a way of nourishing the body indefinitely, although I will say when people have been caught out in the wilderness, it could possibly sustain someone to a point where instead of dying they can just keep going, but that's in very, very extreme conditions. You wouldn't think to yourself, well, I'm not going to eat anymore, I'm just going to rely on the energy coming from the sun. That's just never going to happen. And even the most spiritually attained yogi would not be able to do that. And they wouldn't even try to do that. We're on the physical dimension. It's all about balance. It's about taking in organic food that's been grown by the sun's energy, and not just taking the energy from the sun solely in order to live. Okay, so it is a serious subject because people have died trying to do it, especially when certain authors have proclaimed that they themselves have only got a light diet and they don't actually eat food, and then they've actually been caught going into McDonald's, which is, if it wasn't so serious it would be funny. But yeah, serious subject. You might feel and taste this sweetness from time to time when you're in hot sunlight, and this is a spiritual thing that's happening. It's a good thing, but it can't supplement food. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Ria, what's the next question?
Next question is, I've been doing a lot of spiritual things recently, and I've suddenly started to feel like I'm floating. It's a nice feeling, but it's a bit odd. Should I be worried?
Okay, a few people come in the shop from time to time and ask this question. There's nothing to worry about. Basically, when you apply yourself to something spiritual, you are applying yourself to a higher frequency, okay, a higher dimension, and that's going to affect you, your physical body and your physical sensation in your day-to-day life. In the end, you're going to have sensations all the time that you get when you're applying yourself specifically to a divination type discipline. So that kind of high floaty feeling that you get when you're connecting with spirit will just simply be there all the time. And what you're doing is you're elevating your vibration. Yes, you may feel like you're a few feet off the ground. Some people say, I'm worried because, I mean, am I dying? I feel like I'm ascending. In effect, you are ascending, but you're not dying. It's just a natural part of the spiritual path. Enjoy it. It's nothing to be frightened of. Sometimes you feel like you're meters off the ground, and it's good. Your energy is basically spreading out into the space around you and healing aspects of the physical dimension without you even realizing it. It's a good thing. It's nothing to worry about. Okay, I hope that answers that metaphysical question. How are we doing on questions, Ria?
That seems to be it, Johnny.
That's it for this month. Well, please send your questions, okay, for next month's questions and answers, and we will certainly try and answer them. And if we can't, we'll find someone that can. Okay, have a great day. See you soon.